Loyalty is a currency. Fools spend it freely, princes hoard it, and the wise, those who truly understand power, know when to counterfeit it. You speak of betrayal as if it were a moral failing. I speak of it as an inevitable function of power. Understand this: no throne is ever safe, no alliance ever eternal, and no friend ever entirely loyal when ambition enters the room. The same tongue that praises you today sharpens its blade for your back tomorrow. And when the moment comes, it will not be your enemies who strike first. It will be those who once called you brother. But I tell you, do not lament this truth. Use it. A prince must know that loyalty is a tool, nothing more. It can be earned, faked, bought, or forced, but to expect it as a permanent gift is a delusion. The moment you believe someone is incapable of betrayal is the moment you've handed them your crown without realizing it. The wise man does not ask, "Who is loyal to me?" He asks, "Who depends on me to survive?" On the nature of loyalty, let us examine what loyalty really is. It is not love, it is not respect, it is not even fear. Loyalty is utility. As long as you serve someone's interest, they will kneel. But the moment your usefulness ends, so does their allegiance. It is better to be the one who breaks loyalty first if doing so secures your position. A disloyal prince is feared. A loyal one is disposable. In war, you do not hesitate to strike when the enemy turns their back. Why then should politics or love be any different? What men call loyalty is often just prolonged cowardice, the fear of losing comfort, reputation, or advantage. And what they call betrayal is often nothing more than an act of self-preservation wrapped in the rhetoric of sin. Let them talk. Betrayal as strategy, a backstab, is only disgraceful to those who lacked the courage to strike first. Consider Caesar. He trusted Brutus, a mistake. He believed friendship could outlast ambition. His reward? 23 wounds and a legacy defined not by triumph, but by naivete. Now consider Octavian, later Augustus. Did he not betray allies, outmaneuver rivals, and poison Rome's republic with the kiss of peace? And yet, it was he who built an empire. History forgets betrayal when it is followed by victory. Only failure makes treachery a sin. Do not be afraid to betray. Be afraid to betray poorly. When loyalty becomes weakness, the greatest trap for any leader is believing that loyalty equals strength. No, loyalty becomes a weakness the moment it blinds you. It becomes a leash. It limits your movement. You hesitate when you should strike. You defend the undeserving. You spare the guilty. You lose your edge, and then you lose everything. Imagine a soldier who refuses to abandon a wounded comrade, even when the mission demands it. Noble? Perhaps, but dead all the same. The prince who holds on to loyalty at the expense of power is no different. You must ask yourself, what does this loyalty cost me? And what does betrayal offer me? One is sentimental, the other is strategic. I do not say betray all, but betray when it counts. Betray not out of emotion but calculation. When your alliance becomes a cage, shatter it. When your friend becomes a threat, neutralize them. When your cause demands a sacrifice, make it without blinking. Power does not tolerate softness, nor should you. How to recognize when loyalty has expired? Loyalty does not die with a loud noise. It fades in silence. It rots quietly behind smiles and nods, behind phrases like, "Of course I'm with you," or "always on your side." The most dangerous enemy is not the one who declares war, but the one who stays too close for too long without reason. The signs are subtle at first. A delay in obedience, a refusal masked as hesitation, a questioning glance, a misdelivered message, an opinion offered when none was requested. These are not coincidences, they are tests, and if you do not crush the first one, you invite the second. In a court of power, everyone plays a part. But the actor who forgets his role must be removed before he improvises disaster. A prince must study the art of listening, not to what is said, but how it is said. Listen for the falter. Watch for the smile that doesn't reach the eyes. Pay attention to those who stop asking for your permission, those who act independently, yet still call you friend. That is the moment the dagger begins to form behind your back. Do not wait for betrayal, anticipate it and then reverse it. How to betray correctly. There is no virtue in clumsy betrayal. To turn against someone and fail is to sign your own death warrant. If you will betray, do it like a prince, clean, final and irreversible. There are rules and you must follow them. Strike only once. Repeated betrayal is weakness. Your enemies should not fear that you will betray them. They should fear that once you do, it is the end. Control the narrative. Betrayal is just perception. If you control the story, then they are the traitor and you are the savior. Make your enemies look disloyal first, then your blow appears as justice. Have a successor ready. When you cut down a confidant, be sure someone stands behind them, hungry and obedient. Power abhors a vacuum. Betray upward, never down. Never betray someone weaker than you without purpose. It gains you nothing and reveals your character. Always betray toward advantage, toward a higher prize. Never apologize. An apology is an admission of weakness. Once you betray, own it. History remembers boldness. Regret is for the dead. Why the backstab is the most honest move in politics. Do not be seduced by the ideals of transparent governance. Of mutual respect, of undying friendship. These are fables crafted to keep the ambitious asleep. There is nothing more honest in politics than the backstab, because it admits without shame the one truth no one else dares say. I want more, and I will take it. Power is not shared, it is seized. And those who pretend otherwise are lying to you while sharpening their blades. To betray is not to become evil, it is to stop pretending you are good. Allies are temporary, power is not. I have seen it 1,000 times. The prince who rises, who conquers, who builds an empire on the backs of allies, and then makes the mistake of believing those allies wish him to remain on the throne. They do not. Allies are merely opportunists in disguise. They love your rise only so long as they profit from it. The moment you outgrow their usefulness, they will undermine you in whispers, build coalitions in the dark, and wait for your moment of weakness. Do not allow it. Rotate your allies. Keep them divided. Elevate one, discard another. Feed ambition but punish independence. Do not let any one man or woman believe they are safe. Safety breeds rebellion. Only fear keeps loyalty fresh. A prince who trusts his allies ends up sleeping on a pile of ash and betrayal. The psychology behind the mask of loyalty. Every man wears a mask. The loyal servant, the devoted lover, the faithful advisor. They all learn to smile while calculating your downfall. But here is the secret no one dares tell you. The mask is not deception, it is survival. No one who rises to power does so by being fully sincere, not even you. Understand the nature of man, and betrayal becomes not a sin, but a survival tactic. Behind the mask of loyalty is always a question. What do I gain by remaining loyal? The moment the answer becomes nothing, betrayal is not only likely, it is inevitable. Do not waste your time expecting eternal allegiance. Instead, shape the incentives. Make betrayal expensive, make loyalty profitable. And when their profit ends, be the first to strike. A man loyal to you out of love is a danger. A man loyal to you out of fear is a tool. A man loyal to you out of self-interest is predictable. But the man who is silent, who never pledges, never complains, and never boasts, watch him most closely. Because he already knows when he will leave. He's just waiting for the right moment. When to keep the traitor alive, betrayal is a tool. But so is the traitor. There are moments when executing the disloyal is premature. A skilled traitor can still serve if kept under the right conditions. Fear, dependency, public humiliation, debt. These are chains far stronger than loyalty. Let me be clear. A traitor who lives by your mercy becomes a symbol. A breathing example of your superiority. A whisper in the court, he betrayed the prince and still lives. What does the prince know that we don't? This breeds paranoia. And paranoia is fertilizer for obedience. But use caution. Never. Let the traitor forget what they did. Remind them often. Smile as you do. Sit them beside you at the feast and pour their wine yourself. It is not forgiveness. It is dominance dressed in kindness. Remember, Keeping an enemy alive is not weakness. It is theater. And nothing controls a room more than fear wrapped in hospitality. Divide to conquer. Loyalty's final collapse. The most effective betrayal is not done by you, but by those under you toward each other. Loyalty collapses when people begin to fear one another more than they fear you. Encourage suspicion. Rotate confidence. Spread rumors. Promote those least expected. The more divided your circle, the more united they are in one thing: obedience to you. A loyal court is not one that trusts each other. It is one where no one dares to make a move without looking over their shoulder. Do not be afraid to betray one of your own in public. Not brutally, elegantly, strategically. A whispered disgrace, a sudden dismissal, a reshuffling of titles. Make it clear. You reward loyalty, but you monitor it closely. And you do not blink when it's broken. A loyal man fears losing your favor. A fearful man obeys without question. Historical betrayals that built empires. You want to know what true loyalty looks like? Look at the ones who survived. Not the martyrs, not the loyal dogs who died for honor, but the serpents who shed their skins and rose again. Octavian versus Mark. Antony fought beside Caesar. He was like a brother. And when Caesar fell, they swore vengeance together, united, loyal, until Octavian, young, underestimated, began peeling away Antony's support step by step. He allied with him publicly, though while undermining him privately. He spread rumors of Egyptian corruption, questioned Antony's Roman loyalty, and waited. Then he struck, brutally, publicly, completely. Antony died beside Cleopatra. Octavian became Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. That is betrayal done right. No remorse, no hesitation, just legacy. Napoleon and the Directory. The French Revolution gave birth to the Directory, 5 men trying to govern a broken nation. They trusted Napoleon, fed him power, sent him to conquer, and he did. But when he returned, he betrayed them all, quietly, legally. He staged a coup with barely a sword drawn. They had raised a general. He became an emperor. The lesson? Power rewards betrayal. Loyalty builds someone else's empire. The 3 types of betrayal. You must master not all betrayals are equal. Each serves a function, and the one who commands all 3 commands everything. The preventive betrayal. Strike first. When you sense rebellion, even the shadow of disloyalty, you eliminate the threat. Not because they've acted, but because you know they will. This is how you avoid assassination. Coup. Collapse. This is preemptive control, no hesitation. Kill the rumor before it becomes an action. He hadn't betrayed me yet is not a justification. It's an epitaph. The political betrayal. Trade one piece for the board. Sometimes, betrayal is not personal. It's strategic. You sacrifice a friend to gain a kingdom. You expose a loyal partner to win the crowd. Done correctly, this makes you look clean, like a reformer, like a hero. This betrayal works best in public, where the optics favor you. Make it appear as if you had no choice. That you did it for the people, lies of course, but useful ones. The intimate betrayal. Silence their soul. This is the most dangerous, not in politics, but in love, in business, in personal loyalty. The one who knows your weaknesses, the one who's seen you exposed. That person can destroy you with a whisper. You must betray them before they even suspect. Cut the cord, discredit them, replace them. Make their silence permanent, whether through exile or emotional ruin. Do not hesitate, because the deepest cuts do not come from daggers. They come from truths only lovers and friends know. Never betray in anger. That's for fools. The emotional man betrays out of rage. The Machiavellian man betrays out of necessity. Cold betrayal is more effective, more lasting. It poisons quietly. It infects reputations. It kills without drawing blood. Anger is sloppy. Emotion is loud. But when you betray with a calm face and clean hands, no one sees you coming, and no one can trace it back. Think of the knife as a letter opener, not a weapon. Unseal the obstacle. Remove the seal. Keep the envelope for your records. The loyalty test. How to identify the weak link before they turn. You don't need spies to detect betrayal. You need only to watch. Ask yourself, who asks too many questions? Who flatters without purpose? Who never brings bad news? Who hesitates when orders are given? Who speaks more to others than to you? And most importantly, who stands to gain if you fall? That is your traitor. Betray them before they act. Or better yet, make them betray someone else first. Give them a smaller target. Let them taste betrayal. Make them your weapon, then discard them. There is no empire without blood. Let no idealist seduce you. Let no romantic blind you. Let no priest shame you. Every empire rests on betrayal. Every kingdom is built on the graves of friends. Every powerful man has at some point killed the very thing he once claimed to love. Power is not given, it is taken. And in the taking, someone must fall. Make sure it's not you. How to weaponize loyalty as a trap. True power lies not in preventing betrayal, but in predicting it. And better still, designing it. Let me explain. Sometimes you want someone to betray you. Why? Because when you engineer the betrayal, you control the consequences. You let them think they have the upper hand. You let them whisper behind your back, scheme, test the limits, and just as they act, you strike publicly, mercilessly. This accomplishes three things. It purges a threat. It demonstrates your dominance. It instills terror in the rest. And they all whisper afterward, if he did that to someone so close, what chance do I have? This is strategic cruelty. Cold, clean, effective. Let the loyal ones remain on edge, and let the ambitious ones fall into the trap you built with your silence. You see, the best way to ensure loyalty is to make an example of betrayal. How to? Build a circle that can't turn against you. No man rules alone, but the wise prince does not surround himself with equals. He surrounds himself with dependents, people who need you more than they need anything else, people who fear independence, people who owe their survival to your existence. Loyalty built on debt is the most stable. Hire the unremarkable, elevate the insecure, promote the grateful, bind them to you through favors, secrets, and fear of exile. Then remind them without words that you created them, and what you create you can erase. Final words. Loyalty is a lie for the weaklet. The philosophers preach about virtue. Let the priests warn of sin. Let the poets mourn betrayal. You will rise while they argue, because you understand that loyalty is not sacred, it is currency. And like all currency, it loses value with overuse. If you wish to rule, to conquer, to seduce, to control, you must be willing to betray, and more importantly, to be betrayed without surprise, without emotion, without collapse. Power does not belong to the loyal. It belongs to the last one standing. If you've read this far, you're not like the rest. You don't flinch, you don't cry over fables of eternal trust. You're here because you want to understand the game and win it. I write for people like you. So if you're tired of being lied to by soft thinkers and soft hearts, if you're done playing the part of the loyal servant, if you're ready to play the long game, the dark game, the only game that matters, subscribe. Because here we don't moralize, we strategize, and this was only the beginning.